Hi guys, I'm Marley Silva and welcome back to my channel, to my social media, to my life. You guys are probably like, where the fuck are you sitting? So I was on the way to make dinner for my dad, which never happened because my brother ended up cooking for both of us. But I was driving here, and on my way here I saw like this huge pile of wood. And in the back of my head, like, this is so weird because like literally like yesterday or the day before, I was talking to my dad and I was like telling him about me and Michael's escapades getting wood and, you know, just like stories and stuff. And then literally today I'm driving and I see on the road to my dad's house a massive amount of wood on the side of the road. And my first instinct was like, oh, that's cool, like keep going. And then I was like, pull over and get it. So I literally pulled my car into the opposite side of the road and opened my trunk. I literally did all this by myself. So all this wood that you see, I literally did by myself.
I'm gonna bring these other pieces on this side and then get a picture.
Oh my God, the mess it made inside my car. How the hell did this fit in this? What? And in my head I was like, I should call Michael, and then I was like, no, I'll just do it alone. So I opened my trunk, I put the biggest pieces literally in the back, and then I just started shoving it in, but like orderly. And this guy pulls up, and I swear to God I've seen him from somewhere, but I couldn't put a face to the name. Maybe one of my old jobs. And he was like, oh, like, are you taking all that wood? And I don't remember what I said. I said something along the lines of like, oh, not all of it. I took all of it. But I didn't, like, okay, I didn't plan to. First of all, I didn't even think this much wood could fit in my car. Second of all, I just cleaned my car. And third of all, once I started going, I was like, I can't leave any of this wood behind. Like, once I started putting it in the car, I was like, I literally cannot leave without a single piece of this wood. So I like was loading it up. My car, like the back seat was filled to the literal top in the window. My whole trunk was full, the whole front seat. I had my camera in the front. I was like shoving wood on top of everything. It was crazy. And then I got to my dad's house, and Michael had already made us dinner, which was chef's kiss, chicken, corn, rice, so good. Disgusting. And then after we ate, me and Michael literally, well, Michael unloaded all of it because I already broke 2 nails, which I need to fix, ow, when I get home tonight. But Michael unloaded everything, and I had to vacuum my car so much. It was literally so dirty and so crazy. And I'm gonna insert B-roll of the frogs that I was talking about in either yesterday's video or the day before. I saw a frog and I actually filmed it today. And then I have like cute B-roll of my cat and my brother and me. Michael's actually going inside to get a flannel, and then he's gonna light a fire back here. So that's really cute. But yeah, you guys, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna film literally in front of all of this wood because we just stacked it from my car with the wheelbarrow. So yes, a little crazy, but it wouldn't be a Marley video without it. Also, I'm literally covered in tree sap. My whole back seat is like covered in tree sap, and my hands are like literally like, look at this. And my sweater's fucked. I gotta put like some rubbing alcohol to hopefully get this out. I literally just got this sweater for like $3 too, which kind of sucks because I really like it, but what can you do, you guys? I'm just drinking water because, ooh, wait. Anyway. Back to regular programming. So I actually have a title for this video. It's going to be called The Older You Get, the Quieter You Become. And it also ties into not feeling good enough. And as you get older and like as things get more pressure financially and in your career and in your life and with family and with friends and just every facet you can think of, when the pressure starts to add and starts to pile up, when you're in the thick of it in the moment, you can feel like you're never going to get ahead or you're never going to get out of the hole. Like you're like in a hole and you're never going to get out. That's how you feel. And I think it takes really precious, special moments with family and just really like disconnecting to really put things in a perspective, I feel like. And for me personally, you know, when you have a heavy day or you have heavy topics and you feel like you're performing at your highest level and it just never seems to be enough, or it just never seems to feel like enough, even though you know you're doing the best that you could possibly do, you're improving every single day, you're perfecting your craft. You know, in life and in certain facets of life, sometimes things feel like they're never good enough and you can always do better. And yes, that's so true in so many areas and like areas really, but at the end of the day, I think that like it's also good to appreciate where you're at and to see how far you've come. And literally when me and Michael were in the back with the cat, I was filming, he was with the cat, the wood was stacked here, I was getting ready for this video, I actually felt a chunk of like slowing down and a chunk of like touching grass and feeling what life's actually about, like what actually matters in life. And of course it's always good to strive to be the best and strive to be better and want the best for yourself and always be growing and learning and challenging yourself. But it's also important to like realize how far you've come, see your growth, you know, day by day, week by week, month by month, and give yourself credit. And, you know, I have to be really, really firm with setting boundaries and taking care of myself, because if I don't, no one will, and people will step all over you. And I'm not one to go down without a fight. So I don't think I would ever give up on myself. But sometimes when you feel like you're not in power, it can be really tricky because you feel stuck. And the title of this video, The Older You Get, the Quieter You Become. Since I came back after my 3-month break, I was feeling it before my 3-month break when I was doing weekly uploads for like, I don't even know, the last beginning of the year, I guess. Beginning of the year, actually. Ever since my 3-month break, it's just refined that thought process and how I felt kind of about all of that, really. And, you know, being 28, I don't think I've ever felt it as hard as I do right now. The older you get, the quieter you become. And I don't think it's because you're not as outspoken and you're not as free-willed and fun and crazy and free-spirited. I think it has to do a lot with like refinement and also how life humbles you. And the older you get, the more you realize that you have to lose, and the more you realize how many people are watching, and the more you realize that not everyone has your best interest, regardless of what they say to your face. And, you know, I'm always gonna be that fun-loving, bright, try new things, crazy, fun, lighthearted, spirited girl I've always been. But I think I have to kind of like refine it a bit, because just of the magnitude of life. And, you know, it's a beauty and it's a blessing, and I think that there will be a chapter in my life again where I am free and I can say everything and I can let it out and I can share everything and I can be that version of myself again. I truly do feel that way. But at 28, I definitely feel like the older I get, the quieter I become. And I don't think it's because I don't want to share and I don't want to be open and I don't want to communicate things, but I think I've started to understand my voice and my platform and how people respect and judge my opinion. And when I'm in a room, I'm the one people are looking to. And it's a blessing because I know that I have that energy and I know that others see that energy in me. But, you know, not that I like love being a threat, because of course I would never want to be a threat to anyone. But when you do a lot of work on yourself and you do a lot of work in life and you do a lot of work spiritually and with your self-awareness, you are in tune with things quite larger than a lot majority of people. And you know, there's a big saying that you can only meet others as far as you've met yourself, and that is insanely true. And I don't know, it's a fine line, because I know at this moment in my life, at this moment in time, if I want to share things and I want to be open and I want to be candid and I want to have a voice, I can't be strongly opinionated and say what I'm really thinking and what I'm really feeling and what's really going on and share every little detail and every little thing that I want to share, because I know that at least at 28 I have to like refine myself. And it's not for like a social image or for anyone else besides myself. It's just, I know that like for me and for what I want, that's what I have to do right now. And I think it's beautiful. And you know, you can feel like you're not good enough and you can feel like you're never progressing. But at the end of the day, when you do have those little moments with family, or you have those little moments where all of the background noise fades, you start to see that a lot of those pressures are really just in your head and you're completely in control. Thanks, Michael. I apparently can't catch. That a lot of those pressures are in your head and like you control. Are we playing catch now? You really control the outcomes and the trajectory of your life, even if it feels like you don't. And you know, I watch so many TikToks of people being like, I lost my job and I was the highest performer and this, that, and the third. And at the end of the day, you can lose everything and you can lose important things in your life, and it doesn't mean that you're a bad person. It doesn't mean that you failed. It doesn't mean that you're not good at what you do. It doesn't mean that you're never going to do good again. You know, sometimes certain situations and certain people and certain chunks of life don't appreciate you or don't see the value, or it's there to set you up for the next best chapter that you deserve. You know, in my last relationship, I was like, I want to be with him so badly. I thought I was going to marry this person. And when God was like, bye, I was shook. But then I realized, like, I want more. I need more. I need a man to chop a tree down and build me a bookshelf. I need a man to build me a house. I need a man to take me on dates and make me feel beautiful and tell me I'm beautiful and be romantic and ask how my day is and ask how I'm doing, you know? And you can be everything that you want to be on paper, but that doesn't mean that that person can meet where you're at, like spiritually or sensically. And it is a hard pill to swallow, because when you compare yourself to others and you don't feel good enough, the first thing you think of is the big fat list of how many checks do I have. But the reality is what kind of person are you? How far have you gotten within yourself, and how much effort do you work on yourself and put into yourself every single day to be a high performing person, so that when you do achieve those things, you're prepared for it. And at 28, it's very tricky, because you're thinking like house, you know, relationship, travel, independence, work, so many different things, and there's so many pressures. But I think as long as you're getting up in the morning and you're doing the right thing and you're putting the right foot forward and you're putting effort in and you're not giving up and you're active when you can, and you know, you prioritize the things you love and care about and you actually stick to them, that's when you live a meaning and fulfilling life. And in the last couple videos, I did talk about how my parents are getting older, and big life shifts. I'm not even drinking, you guys. Big life shifts are happening for me right now, and a lot of it is unknown and a lot of it is scary. But at the same time, I don't look at it as like, oh my God, this is happening and that's gonna happen and I don't know this and I don't know that. I know that I prayed to God. I was like, okay, I'm ready for the next chapter. Show me the path. Show me what I need to do. Please give me safety and protection. And I can feel my life changing. I know that this is happening so that this can happen. I know that this is gonna set up this so I can start to do that. And there's always a path to it. And I've worked my ass off to get to that place. And sometimes you have to give things up to get other things. And sometimes you have to say bye to things so you can open a door for something even more beautiful. And a big part of like 28 for me is obviously intuition. I've talked about it a lot, but acceptance. And I definitely want to do a video separately on acceptance. I'm actually going to title that because that is money. Acceptable? No, acceptance. Excuse me, is that German? Acceptance. Because I keep talking about my last relationship, but that it's just something I can think of where I've really, really grown and changed since then. But, you know, instead of trying to control a situation or control someone or make them change to be everything you know that they can be, you know, he had told me, I don't want to change. I don't want to grow. Specifically said that. And it makes you realize that, like, you have to accept things for what they are. Don't stay stuck. Don't stay docile, doing nothing and not progressing and not trudging forward. Trudge forward even though it fucking sucks and you're in the mud. My boyfriend's back, you guys, every video. Oh, I think he's calling his girlfriend. He's cheating on me. But accepting things for what they are and not trying to change them. And when you accept things for what they are, holy shit, he just jumped from the roof on there and his whole body went like, you know, like those flying squirrels? I'm gonna insert a video of a flying squirrel. I swear to God, he looked like, wee.
This cartilage flares and acts like a stole tip on the wing of an airplane on a short runway.
That is so funny. The forest is lush today. But when you accept things for what they are and you don't try to change them and you don't try to twist the outcome into something that's favorable to you, it allows you to see things for what they are, and it allows you to take the rose-colored glasses off and come to peace with what is. And when you know what is, you know what you can become. And when you know what you can become, that's the most exciting part, because having acceptance of a situation and understanding it for what it is, even if it's not something that you want in that moment of time, or it's not something that you, I guess, want, or it's not like an outcome that you're like expecting. If you just accept that situation for what it is, do what you need to do in your life to change things, to adjust things, to tilt things into your favor, chapters and doors will open to a higher outcome or a better outcome, or just favorable change to you that will give you better experiences and help you grow as a person. And today when I was driving, I literally was thinking just like, I felt a burst of passion. I was just like, fuck, I just want to talk about this so badly. Like, this is so twisted. And then I went home and I was just kind of like slumped and exhausted for a minute, and I just allowed myself to just sit and do nothing. And, you know, I was so tired and I was like, I'm gonna go cook for my dad and film and then just go home, whatever. And then when I drove up to that wood pile, it was just like something in me was like, pull over. And I just pulled over and loaded the car. I got to my brother's, like ready to film, cute, drenched in sweat. I don't know what I was thinking. I'm wearing socks, Birks, sweats, a sweater. And I literally, like, I was drenched in sweat. Like, my back was wet because I loaded literally all of this alone in the car by myself. And I think it just gave me like that second wind, or like that second little, like, I guess, like burst of energy. And now I'm not tired anymore. And it's funny because when you work like a full day, I didn't work a full day today, but when you do, and you're exhausted, like after a full day, when I park my car, I literally have to fight myself to get up to my apartment. Like I'm literally like fighting myself to get up there because I'm just so tired. And then you do some self-care, you do a little refresher, get your stuff ready. And then by the time that I had loaded the wood and came here, I fully had my second wind of energy. I was like not tired anymore. I felt good. I just probably had to get my blood flowing. I was thinking that I wanted to go for a bike ride today, but apparently lifting like 1,000,000 pounds of wood was what I was doing instead. But Michael hucking loogies at me in the background. Spit farther than me. But everything's a competition in this family, I swear to God. But everything just works out. Really, Michael? Everything just works out and everything is on God's timing. And I literally filmed a video either yesterday or I think it was yesterday called Patience in God's Timing. And it's just so funny that me and my brother were telling my dad about stories of when we used to take wood and do wood and things I'm not going to get into right now. But and then I like drive up to a whole thing of wood today. So it was just funny. And sometimes I had thought for the longest time that, especially when like my last partner left, that like I had to pay all my bills and do everything alone and not ask for help and have the apartment and have the career and have the car and have like the friend group and be busy with family and always have like everything going on. And yes, I do still prioritize family so much, probably more than my friends or anything else in my life. And we've been blessed, obviously, with my dad having literally a house in the woods, and it's just been like such a happy chapter and a nice closing to the latter years of my teenage years and my early adulthood. But, you know, I realized probably just within the last 3 months of taking a break from filming that like all of this means nothing to me anymore. You know, like I used to be happy in that 1-bedroom apartment with my one set of dishes and my one bike and my one desk, and you know what I mean, like just the one set of something like that used to be so happy to me. And I realized, like, why am I fucking working so hard? Like, why am I working so hard just to do all of this alone and have nothing to show for it? Like, be exhausted all the time, have no energy, miss out on family occasions, miss out with, you know, weekends and just certain things like that because I'm pushing myself to be what I think that someone wants. And it's so fucked up. And especially for girls, I feel like there's so much pressure to like be independent and have all your bills paid by yourself and have a great job and have your apartment and have your car. And like, yeah, from like an outside perspective to most men, like that's hot. Like, it's like, wow, she's really killing it. She's doing her thing. Like, she's independent. But I think strong women and strong females, ew, I hate that word. Strong women and strong women, period, ask for help and lean on other people and rely on their family and, you know, want to have help or be taken care of to a certain extent. And I think once I came to the realization that like I don't have guys over, I don't have friends over, I don't really, that there's not a need for me to just keep pumping and pumping and pumping and working myself so hard and spending all of this money on a reality that I thought I needed. And it's weird because I'm not a minimalist, I'm actually a maximalist. Like, if you look at my apartment when I do my apartment tour, oh, my legs asleep, I swear to God, in every video, and I'm literally have my legs outstretched. Oh, I'm so old. When I do my apartment tour, you guys will see that like I'm not a minimalist. Like I love controlled chaos. Like, I like a lot of stuff and I like it put in different places. I love that type of look. I'm not a minimalist at all. But it's funny because if you look at like the trajectory or like the progression of like my early 20s, I went from like having everything to a 1-bedroom apartment to giving all of that up to downsize even more and go to like a single bedroom. And it's just wild because if you can appreciate if you can appreciate having nothing when you have everything, you had everything to begin with. And it's so funny because obviously when you downsize, like you don't have nothing. You still have family and friends and yourself, and things mean nothing. But it's just crazy how like you think in your mind that like when you give these things up, that you're sacrificing so much of your identity and so much of yourself and so much of like what you could be and what you're supposed to be. And the reality is like, I've already proved it to myself, Marley. I've already proved it to myself. I don't need to prove it to myself again. I know I can do it on my own. I've done it on my own. I know I have the ability to do it on my own. Now I'm done. I'm tired. I don't want to do it anymore. I want to be with family. I want to have things mean something again. And it's crazy that I've gotten to this place, and it makes me extremely happy, so that I'm not just like, boom, and I'm just like so sad about it. I've come to peace with it, and I'm really happy about it. The guy's taking his fucking motorcycle out 10 times, Christ. But it's nice, it's happy, and oh my God, this squirrel just jumped again. He's going crazy. But anyway, I have been talking in tongues so much lately on my channel, and for those that understand, amazing, and for those that don't, read a book. I don't know, babe, watching TikToks. Look at it, Michael. Look at him. He's going crazy. Wait, stop. Maybe he'll come down. And yeah, so that's pretty much all I feel like sharing for today. I love you guys so much. I'll see you when I decide to pick up the camera again, which literally seems to be like every day. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys. You didn't have to wait to make the fire. What? I'm gonna eat this airhead. Oh my God, it melted in the package. Michael, you gave me a bad one. Ugh. Oh my God, my legs are asleep.
Is it twitching like a crack? It's a fucking sliver. Okay. In slow-mo.
Wait, let me smell it.